Oh, hello, and welcome to today's Decay, where we celebrate births and beginnings of everything important since the dawn of time. August 2nd edition. Yes, and what happened today that we should celebrate and make something special out of just another random day? Oh yeah, it's a good question. Very good question. Today, 1872, Mercy Brown was born. She died at the age of 19, probably from tuberculosis, which at the time was called consumption. Other members of her family and other people in the town were also dying of this strange mystery illness that got caught up in part of not the witch hunts of the 1600s in New England, but rather there was like a full-on vampire scare in New England, the Connecticut area, Rhode Island, this area, all around this time in like the mid to late 1800s. And it's kind of fascinating because we're like well on our way to the like scientific world at this point. No longer is it like religion and Christ and anything else is like magic and the devil, but rather like we're well into like the scientific method of like, you know, study and test your theories and figure out what works in a laboratory and doesn't, and then come up with informed decisions on next steps to try to treat patients or whatever it is you're trying to solve for, right? Not the case here. Nope. One of, if not the last people to be considered like medically, officially in America to be like an actual vampire, Mercy Brown. So that her brother, if I remember correctly, she like, you know, was put to the ground, and her brother came down with similar symptoms to whatever she was having, that I guess you get from tuberculosis. And so they decided to try to save her brother. They exhumed her body, took out her heart, burned it, and made him drink the ashes of her heart. All of this made the newspapers and was part of the inspiration of Bram Stoker to write the novel Dracula. Yeah. You can still visit her grave and her whole family's grave. Exeter, Rhode Island, I think. It's pretty much right off of 95. It was on my to-do list of stop-offs for this New England Haunted road trip I do most autumns. I just never got to it. And then finally, the last one we did, shortly before COVID, with Forbidden Dimension and a whole bunch of other Canadians, we got to go to Mercy Brown's grave. And it was really good because it was great timing. It was like very atmospheric weather. It was like just storming and gray, and like at any moment the rain was gonna just like come down in sheets, and some really good photos from the time. It was worth it. It was a little off of our path, and yeah, worth it. I suggest it. Yeah. What else? Today, Myrna Loy was born, America's sweetheart. So nice to come home to. Born in 1905. Myrna Loy, I guess most famously would be in films like The Thin Man, opposite Bill Powell. She was in Best Years of Our Lives with Frederick March and a whole bunch of others. Great movie. But much before that, before she was that America's sweetheart, she played like the foreign, suspicious, almost like the female equivalent of like a Bela Lugosi or Boris Karloff, I think. She played opposite Boris Karloff in Mask of Fu Manchu. She plays her own like sinister Swami type character in 13 Women, which is more of a pre-code film, but not too far off from a horror movie in my opinion. Certainly like borders on the occult and the supernatural, and written by Tiffany Thayer of the Fortean Society fame, of course, and Dr. Arnaldi, but I will go back to my topic here. What else? And there's some really great photos of her as like she's a Ziegfeld girl, flapper. I don't think she was a Max Sennett Bathing Beauty, but either way, just saying, she had like multiple chapters in her life, and they're all really cool. Yeah. Hua Chang, born today in 1917, who was a Chinese-American animator, sculptor, artist who worked with dinosaurs a lot, and also was responsible for creating the tricorder in the Star Trek original series. Yeah. Betty Brosmer, born today, 1935, mid-century pinup model, quite exceptional. Jack Starr, born today, 1942, original Texas rock and roller, monster rock and roller. Is there anybody else that was doing stuff like him? I mean, there just was not. Who would be a good comparison? I mean, you've got Hazel Adkins, you've got Screaming Lord Sutch, Screaming Jay Hawkins. Nobody. Okay, these are all people that like thematically maybe touch on similar things, but Ron Haydock. Maybe Ron Haydock would be the best example, but not really, because just Jack Starr is like pure, unadulterated monster rock and roll, and you can get his record off of Norton Records, which is right here. I think it's a great day to blast some Jack Starr because he was born today in 1942. This is the Norton record here. Born Petrified. Songs like Crazy Rock, Bald-Headed Woman and a Long-Haired Man, My Love for You is Petrified, Born Bad, Halloween Party, Godzilla, We Love You, Jack Starr, We Love You. Norton Records, We Love You. This is what you should be doing today, August 2nd, blasting some Jack Starr. He got recorded with some bands, I think Anti-Scene, and maybe members of the Gories. I could be wrong about that part. In like the 90s, like that Chicken 45, is that members of the Gories? He's definitely collaborating with like 90s garage punk bands and just punk bands at this point. But this is all his early stuff, and it's like him just playing in his bathroom, I think, by himself, and at the same time he was making all these monster rock and roll films, which you can see some of the stills here. And unfortunately, I think all of these original films are lost. But thankfully, this record will remain a record of his legacy and his art and his love and his life and his obsessions. So, onwards to Jack Starr for the rest of the evening. Till tomorrow. Goodbye.